your car too.
Let's go with the green flag. Is that a Supra? Who did it? Come on! Jared White!
Hello, this video is going to be about how to change the window regulator on the passenger side of a 2004 Chevy Silverado. I've kind of watched some videos about this, but it doesn't look the same as anything I've actually looked at. So we've got a 7mm here we need to take out, and we just pull a finger in here and pull this little dude off. We don't need him. That should be a 10mm there behind our door. Make sure your window is up. I didn't watch that part. There's nothing behind here. I've already looked. There's nothing behind here. I've already looked. And there's another little bolt down here. Also 7mm. I don't know if we need it. I'm suspicious that there might be a bolt like underneath this. But I don't want to like tear anything out. There we go. Okay, so that 7mm bolt clearly held this in. I don't know if that was necessary to take out, probably not. But anyway, looks like it just, see, that just hooks in to the door. So anyway, we're just gonna take this door panel off here. Gonna kind of fumble my way through it. Does that even need to come out, or does that just hold the door on? Everything I've seen does not say what all we have to take off to do this. I didn't actually see any bolts other than this little fella in here that we can take out, because that's definitely in the plastic. So let's go ahead and take it off. But as far as other bolts and stuff that hold this door on, like, I'm not really seeing anything. I'm almost wondering, with the way these are set in here, is if it, like, the door panel falls out up top and we lift it off to infinity and beyond, and that's how we get it off the bottom here. We're kind of going to be learning this one a little bit together here. It's a long little bugger in it. I wonder if there's something behind there. There might be a bolt back there. Okay, so I'm going to go and get like a screwdriver and some of my my trim popping out little pry bars and stuff. I'm gonna pop that out. There might be a bolt back there because it's still not quite loose. I know there was I saw a video and they said you got to take that door handle bolt out, but like you can see, like the door panel is not actually against it. So I'm wondering if all of this pops up out of here. Carefully to not break anything. And there's not even anything back behind here, so ballsy move on my part, but we might need to have that off anyway. Oh, well, that bolt held in back behind there. Looks like that's been off before. That came out too easy. Let me get some pry bars and pull this out. We'll see about how to get this door panel off. I was hoping it would just kind of lift off of there. So I just pried this little bugger out, and there's another bolt right there. So that should also be a bolt there. Hey, can you make me a whiskey and coke? Sorry, had to get my barista to toast me up a bit there. There it is. Okay. Let me see if I can. Yeah. Black. Yeah. So let's see if we can do this where you could just watch. Hopefully that won't fall. That just popped out. Popped out and fell on the ground. There we go. Okay, so if you didn't remove that the way I did, which you shouldn't, we're just gonna reach around back here and unplug stuff. I'll try to pretend that I'm doing it the way you're gonna do it. Never mind. Oh, that won't come out. Okay. Okay, so got another plug. Okay, so what did I just do? Let me show you. So this bottom one down here is for the courtesy light. I just pulled the bulb out. This one, you can see these green wires. This was for the speaker. And you just push down on this part in here and it comes out. This one was the funky one that took me a minute. This is the way it goes into the socket, and you have to pull this gray all the way down like this, and then it comes out. And this is just your standard clip. You push this in and pulls it out, okay? All right, so now that we've got that out, we know the window is all the way up. So we're going to get some tape, and we're gonna tape the window around like that to the door frame to hold the window up. And we need to pull this plastic out. And you got to be careful sometimes. It doesn't look like it's going to be the case on these newer trucks, but some of the older stuff, this was put in with like a black, almost like an undercoating or a tar, and it was real rough to touch because it just got everywhere. So we're going to pull this. Pull this out like that, because we need to get to, oh, that might be why they took this door lever off, is so they can get to these other bolts, but we're going to try to go around that. I'm just going to kind of fold this up out of the way like this. Don't have to remove more than necessary. So that's actually the window regulator. All of this and the track. You can see the motor here, which is bad. The window just won't go up and down. I can hear it click, so we assume it's the same. So anyway, these should be 10mm bolts all through here. Should be 3 each side. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3. So after we tape the window up, the one thing I'm concerned about is we have to roll the window down to collapse and compress the window regulator, and this motor doesn't work. So I don't know exactly how we're going to do that yet. I might try to hit the down button, and now that we've got the, oh, that's another thing, to take this module off, once you get the door panel off, this bolt comes out, and then your door panel module just, here it is. So we're gonna have to hook it up and try to get the whole regulator to collapse, because it has to come out of this hole. Like, we have to collapse everything to come out of this hole. So let's see if we can get it to do that. I'll probably do that off camera. And you don't need to be taking these out until we can somehow get this collapsed. So let's tape the window up, because it has to stay up. And then off camera, I'm gonna do that and try to get this to come down. And I'll just cut back to how I figure out how to do that. So I haven't quite figured out how to get the window motor to go down, but I have taped the window up, as you can see. So I took the new track out to make sure it works, and this is the problem that I'm having. And I hooked it up and I made the window motor work. So I know it's not the door module or anything else. It is in fact the motor that's out. It's not going down. And I'm looking at it, and I think we can get it out without having to lower it. So there's a bolt here and there's a bolt here, and these are the clamps that are on the bottom of the window. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna loosen these two clamps, okay? I'm gonna loosen them, make sure they're nice and easy on the window, make sure the window's holding its own. And then I'm going to back all of these bolts out. I'm gonna try to get the window track, or the regulator, to drop. And then I'm gonna try to fold it up and get it out. I don't know if it's gonna work, but we're gonna wing it. Excuse my rough cut edit. This bolt does not come out for the window track. This is a guide. Like, there's a guide down in here. You kind of see it right there. It's a guide for when the window comes down. This is the bolt we remove for this side of the track. So you have one, and then this one inside by the motor, and then we go down here. So the thing that I was concerned about was getting the window track off the bottom of the window, and what I've done to do that was I grabbed the bottom of the track here, and there's these little hooks that stick through these holes. So what I did was, I don't know if I can kind of dick around a little bit, and I took these bolts all the way out of the thing that holds it, and I can see it's kind of stuck on the glass because it's the original thing. So what I did was, let's see if I can find the hook. So you can see the hook right here, right? So what I did was there. So I grabbed the bottom of the track and I very gently twisted this direction until that hook cleared the hole, and then I pushed the hook in and let it go and let the track drop down. So when you take this off the back of the window, and you can see it stuck to the back of the glass, you need to be careful. This is your window, okay? And this is why we tape the window up. So we need to very carefully unstick the rubber from the back of the glass. I'm going to use two hands. You're not going to be able to watch me do it. You just need to be careful. And we need to unstick that. And as you can see, this is actually totally come loose, which is good. We need to get all this out. This is a good thing. We'll probably try to, there. So let me get this track out and the old regulator, and then we need to carefully peel this rubber and the back end of the bracket off the glass, and then we'll work on the reinstall. That was actually really easy. It took me about 30 seconds. So when the track comes down, you have to fold the legs in like this and make an X out of them, or pull them out one at a time, but they come through this hole. Be patient. Don't yank at anything. Remember, it's your door, your glass, and your wiring. Just be careful and fold them all down, and they come out through here one at a time. And this is the regulator, okay? And you can see the part that was stuck to the glass was this. And it was like this, stuck on the glass. And I just put up in there, and here, I'll show you. It was stuck up in there like this. And I just very gently put my hand on the back of it and just put pressure with my thumb very slowly, and then it came out. So we're going to kind of reverse process. To put this back in, we need to kind of fold it in half like I said. The one thing I will tell you to do is, other than watch all the grease that's been put on the track from the factory, we need to loosen these clamps, and it's going to be easiest with them out. Let's see if I can do this one-handed. There you go. So just make sure we put these in, because this is what clamps on the window. Make sure that they're nice and loose, and this little bracket can move. I'm going to feel the back of the, I'll show you, where the bolt comes out. Put it about flush. Same with the other side. We're going to back that bolt out a little bit. There we go. And we're going to fold this back up, and I'll see if I can aim the camera here so you can see how I did this. Bear with me, this might take me a bit of a moment here. Let's see if that'll stay there. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So it goes in like this. So put one end in. Okay. Now there's those little hooks. There's that one. And that one. Okay, so you can see what I'm talking about. Hanging it in there with these two little hooks here. And we're just going to put a couple of the bolts in to hold the thing steady. And then we need to plug it in and run the window up so we can clamp the window. So let me put a couple bolts in here real quick. Might be able to do some of this on camera. Multitasking here as I've been day drinking 2 days before Christmas. To date this video, this probably won't come out for another month or so. Actually been producing some video for you, few loyal folks. Let's see if I can reach that one. Not quite. Let's go with this bottom one down here. Bear with me, I'm literally holding the camera with one hand and threading this in with the other. Now we can get this middle one here. There we go. And we got one more down here that's going to be a bit funky. As you can see with the cables in it, it's kind of holding me. So I'm going to use your guys' eyeballs, i.e. the camera, to hold the cables there. Okay, so let's go ahead and run these up. I'm going to start at the bottom for some reason. These don't need to be tight. It's not engine parts, everybody. It's a window track for on a door. Start at the bottom, come up top. Sorry. There we go. Then we're gonna run these in. Okay, so I'm gonna finish putting these in, and then we need to get our switches plugged back in. We need to very carefully roll the window all the way up, but you want to make sure all these are in tight first. We're getting there, just hold on. I know y'all are sick of this. I hope you can't hear the music, or I'm gonna have copyright problems and cut all my audio. Then you're gonna get a real nasty voiceover. I didn't touch that one. Okay. All right, now that's in there. Let's go ahead and plug our window motor in. This is another standard clip. Came out real easy. There we go. Okay. So let's get this dude here. Let's see if we can plug him in one-handed. This is why the ladies love me. I am dexterous with one hand. The wife rolled her eyes at my horrible joke. I think that was all the way in. Okay, so there we go. So now what we're gonna do is pause the music playing on my phone. We're gonna turn our key on. There we go. And we're gonna very carefully hit our button. And we're hitting. I heard it bump, so let's go back down just a touch. Spread the legs here a little bit. Make sure that there we go. Sorry, it was hitting the top of the rubber, so we want to make sure we don't hit the bottom. That one's still okay. Let's go up. There we go. Gonna go till it stops. All right. Now we're gonna tighten down our little clamp bolts here. Now, like everything we do on this channel, we check everything. Oh, I have to have the wife clear this off later. Making a absolute bloody mess, aren't I? I think I got all that, except that one piece there. Hope you all have glass cleaner. And we're going to, fingers crossed that we got all that correctly. And I've made a mess there, haven't I? Okay. Now, see if it works. How about them? How about them bananas? All right. So from here on, we're just gonna start sticking this back. I doubt it's gonna actually stick. Probably gonna maybe some spray adhesive or something to kind of hold this back. I don't think it's gonna stick very well. Doesn't look like it will. So that's the majority of it. Gotta stick this back. It's gonna be a little finagling involved, but stick all this back on there. You want it on there. It's gonna keep out road noise, air. If you have some spray adhesive, I'd spray it back on here. I think I have some. And we're gonna start reassembling. All right, so I just used some 3M general adhesive spray and I sprayed it on the back of it, stuck it back on there. The door panel, there's a bunch of these little clip things that clip into the door and then it slides down. So make sure you push the whole door panel in against the door before you pull it down and it lines back up. Make sure you've got it lined up right. Check the holes. Check the holes like I always do. And that's how we know we got it back in. And then the rest of this is crap like this. We gotta start clipping all these little plastic, make it pretty again things back on. Trying to remember which screw went to what. I think this one went in here. We're gonna screw him back in. And this long-winded fella, well, he went in here like that. And these are all 7mm, remember? Okay, and this guy that we did not need to take out, but I took out because I didn't know any better. I gotta make sure that it's gonna be a pain in the neck, but make sure our wire's out of the way. Try to make sure that this is scooted back, but I don't know how well that's gonna work. That goes back in. And then our last little screw that you don't need to take out. Throw back in here. And after we get all these put back in, we put our little door lock, a little cute door lock thing back on there like that. Shit. You like it when I make a mistake, don't you? Because I took this apart wrong the first place, remember? I'm gonna have to now undo it. I love filming myself be stupid just so y'all can talk shit in the comments. It's my favorite thing. Actually, I can leave that one in. In case you don't know what I did wrong, I'll tell you. I didn't put this back on because I took mine off early because I didn't need to. So what we're gonna do, oh look at that. Thank you, Chevrolet. So I'm gonna take this here screw out, this little bolt that I should have taken it out this way the first time, but I didn't because I don't know what I'm doing and I was playing it by ear. If I can get my socket on one-handed. Take this little fella out. Okay, now I'm gonna do what y'all need to do is, can y'all see where I'm kind of fingering around here? I can't see, just so you know. I have no idea. Is it right there? Maybe. Try not to listen to my music so I don't have a copyright problem. You get where I'm going with this, right? So I'm gonna put this screw in here. I'm gonna connect all these wires back up. We already stuck this one back in the doorknob, or in the door for the courtesy light down here. And we gotta lift the door panel, put our bolts back in. And there we go, put it all back. Don't forget to put your lock on, make sure it works. Put all your panels back on, that bolt in, the bolt that goes behind here. And if you did what I did and made a mistake, like I just about forgot to tighten that up, that little fella down here, then you're good to go. I would test your window just to make sure it is working one more time. Mine does, I already checked. And that's it. Hope it helped you. Thanks for watching.
Come on, boss! Come on! Yeah!